Okay, folks, welcome to Sea Turtle Mindset's Book Club. I am excited. This is vlog number 2. Today's book choice that I chose to go back at it and tackle it again is The Greatest Salesman in the World. My name is Jonathan Rosales, author of Sea Turtle Mindset. If you haven't got your copy, go get your copy. The links are below. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. And like I said before, this is a book club. All I do is I read the books that are changing my life and then give a book review. This book, The Greatest Salesman in the World, let's jump right in. This book right here, I don't know if you ever had this feeling, but if you ever read a book that's completely changed the course of your life, please comment below. I would love to know which one it is. I would love to read it. But I know this one right here, for some reason, I keep gravitating to it back. So I haven't read it completely, and the reason why I'll tell you in a little bit, but I'll give you a little bit brief of what it's about in the beginning. It's about the greatest salesman in the world. It's about an old gentleman who is dying, and I won't give you the ending of the story because I don't even know it yet, but the old man is dying and he wants to give his fortune away, but not his physical fortune, how he made his fortune. And so the character, the main character, his name I forgot because I haven't read it in so long. Hafid is the main character. What he does is he gives his servant or his butler or whatever you want to call him the 10 scrolls. And these 10 scrolls, what they contain within are the secrets that made him wealthy, that made him the greatest salesman in the world. And from chapter 1 through 8, it's basically telling the story of how he was, how he started as a young boy, how he was a shepherd boy, and then he was always just fascinated by the main guy who had the most money, who was the greatest salesman, and he told him, hey, listen, I want to be a great salesman like you. And something happened that made him shine, and then the greatest salesman at the time gave him the scrolls. And within these scrolls, I'm telling you right now, it's phenomenal. I'll tell you. So the cool thing about this book is that it's unique. And one thing that I was attempting to do, and I was successful to a certain extent. The goal in this book is it has 10 scrolls. Each scroll contains certain messages, but the way that the book prescribes you to read it is very fascinating. It tells you from scroll 1, you have to read the scroll for 30 days, 3 times a day. The first thing you do in the morning, as soon as you have lunch, read it again, and the third time to read it before you go to sleep. And once you do that successfully, you can move on to the next scroll. So I was able to do that successfully for the first scroll. Then the second scroll, I started reading it and I failed. And it's cool. You know, we all fail in life. But I'm one of those guys that if I don't finish something that I start, I restart and do it again. So I'm proclaiming today, what is today's date? Today is July 12th, 2018. My goal is to finish reading this book. It's gonna take me 10 months if I do it successfully. So I'll be done by next year, January, February, March, April. In April of next year, I'll have completed all 10 scrolls. So I'm gonna be accountable to do exactly what it says. And the cool thing is, it teaches discipline. Really, the first scroll really talks about how it's about being disciplined. You know, it says one of the quotes that I have profound in my mind. There's like 3 quotes that are really profound. One of them goes, "The olive tree takes 100 years to peak. The acorn takes 100 years to become an olive tree. An onion is old in 9 weeks." You see, do you want to be the great oak tree, or do you want to be an onion? You know, it talks about being patient and being disciplined. But all I know is that this book, I keep gravitating to it because I know the message within it is amazing. In the first scroll, and I'll talk to you about it, it's really simple, it's 8 pages. I'll also add the link that you can listen to the audio if you're an audio kind of person. Failure is a man's inability to reach his goals in life, whatever it may be. But um, success is defined by men by different definitions. And the reason why I bring this up is because, see, I don't know where you are in your life right now, but if you do want success, it all has to do with your habits. Always. Like discipline, you got good habits, you got bad habits. And the reason why I bring this up is because within the scroll, it tells you why it tells you to read the scrolls for 30 days, 3 times a day. Another very important quote that I caught from this book is, as a child, I was a slave to my impulses. Now I am a slave to my habits, as are all grown men. I have surrendered my free will to the years of accumulated habits, and the past deeds of my life have already marked out a path which threatens to imprison my future. This quote I picked out specifically because if you really think about it, your habits are really what determine what your outcomes are. So for example, if you dedicate yourself and you gain the habit of exercising every day, you'll have good physical health. If you dedicate yourself and you get the habit of good eating habits, you won't have certain diseases that are formed through bad eating habits. For example, McDonald's. If you eat McDonald's every day, twice a day, or every week, once a week, I'm telling you, those hamburgers add up. And there's nothing against McDonald's. But if you guys remember, there was a good documentary called Super Size Me, where the guy ate McDonald's every day for 30 days, and he had drastic health decline. His health declined drastically. So what I'm saying is, it's all about becoming slaves to habits, because that's how it is. The reason why, and I'll make a book review about the power of habit later on. But what I learned about habits is the reason why the mind creates habits is because the mind doesn't want to work hard. It doesn't. It makes your mind wants to grab certain actions, and so it ingrains in your mind so that you can instantly make it. For example, when you're driving a car, right? Sometimes it takes 30 minutes from work to get home. And when you get home, all of a sudden you look up and you're like, holy cow, I'm home. Why? Because it became a habit. That route you take from home to work, from home is a habit. And so your mind doesn't think about you driving anymore. You just know, your mind already knows you have the habitual habit that this is the exit. It's insane. So we're creatures of habit. And so I want this book to be a top book in your bookshelf, to read it and try to go by it through the scrolls. I mean, I know a couple of my friends who have read it and they go right through it, and that's cool and all, but there's a reason why the author wanted you to read read the scroll for 30 days, 3 times a day. And I'll tell you right now, I'll read it right from the book, and it goes, and what will we be accomplished with this habit? Here lies the hidden secret of all man's accomplishments. As I repeat the words daily, they will soon become a part of my active mind. But more important, they will also seep into my other mind, the mysterious source which never sleeps, which creates my dreams and often makes me act in ways that I do not comprehend. As the words of these scrolls are consumed by my mysterious mind, I will begin to awake each morning with vitality I have never known before. My vigor will increase, my enthusiasm will rise, my desire to meet the world will overcome every fear I once knew as sunrise, and I will be happier than I've ever believed it possible to be in this world of strife and sorrow. Eventually, I will find myself reacting to all situations which comfort me as I was commanded in the scrolls to react, and soon the actions and reactions will become easy to perform, for any act with practice becomes easy. Thus, a new and good habit is born. For when an act becomes easy through constant repetition, it becomes a pleasure to perform. And if it is a pleasure to perform, it is in man's nature to perform it often. You see, this book briefly talks about the power of the subconscious mind. You see, I've been so fascinated by the mind that I've been reading all these books, and I'm just consuming, because I want my mind to be overwhelmed with this wisdom, you know. If I learn the power of habit in my daily life, I can change things. So, like I've said before, if you change your mindset, you're able to change your life. And why? Because I am a firm believer that what comes from within comes without. What you have on the exterior world is a reflection of your interior world. Jim Rohn says all the time, he goes, if you want things to change, you gotta change. If you want things to be better, you gotta be better. So with that being said, guys, I'm excited to tackle this book once again. 30 days. Next scroll I will release on August 12th. Scroll number 2. I will start reading scroll number 2. With that being said, I'm excited to tackle this. I'm excited to gain that new habit. I'm excited for something to change. And I know from personal experience, if you do nothing, nothing will change. Once you start doing something that's different, things will change. So I encourage you to pick up a book, read it, spread your wisdom, follow the links. There's the link to this book if you want to purchase it for yourself, for sure. If not, you can do exactly what I've done. I've gone online and printed out the scroll myself, so that I can read it. You know, these books sometimes get really fragile, so So what I've done was I copied the scroll, printed it in a paper form so that I can read it all the time. What else do I want to talk about this? It's the greatest salesman in the world. You might not be in sales. It doesn't matter. It's the content that is important. It's the value of forming good habits, becoming slaves of good habits. Even if, listen to me, and it might slap you in the face, and I'm sorry, you're already a slave to YouTube. I'm a slave to YouTube. I listen to YouTube every day. We formed this habit over time. You know, some of us don't even watch TVs no more because we watch YouTube. We made it a habit to go on YouTube every day. We made it a habit to go on Facebook every day. We made it a habit to go on Instagram every day, to go on Snapchat every day. Whatever social media platform you use, we make it a habit. So if I'm telling you, or if this guy, I'm nobody, if this guy is telling you that the secret of life is in your habits, become aware of what you're doing constantly on a daily. And if you want to change a bad habit to a good habit, the only way you're able to change a bad habit to a good habit is by replacing it with a different habit. Straight up. If you don't want to be healthy, if you want to be healthy, to change the habit of being unhealthy is by gaining the habit of being healthy. So this first scroll, I'm telling, this book in general is phenomenal. I know for a fact if I discipline myself to read it 3 times a day faithfully, that something will change. And I cannot wait 30 days from now, me to check this video out, record the second video of this book review, and see what has changed. Even if it's tiny, you know, maybe I've gained that. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm excited. I hope you follow the journey. Like I said before, check out my book. The link is below. Subscribe to the video. Get this book. The link will be also below. And I can't wait to see you in 30 days for sure. Take care.